Within roughly a day, a warm, moisture-loaded air mass from the Pacific slid into the Pacific Northwest, slamming into the coastline, and the Cascade Range, according to meteorological data, 24-hour rainfall totals in many parts of western Washington, and the mountains reached 4 to 6 inches, meaning a large portion of an entire month's rain fell in a single day. Welcome to Global Weather Disasters. Today we're heading to Washington State and Oregon, where a powerful atmospheric river dumped 4 to 6 inches of rain in just 24 hours, pushing the Green River to its highest flood warning level, on King County's scale submerging roads and forcing thousands of people to evacuate.
This is just crazy.
In King County, just south of Seattle, the official flood warning system recorded the Green River at Phase 4. This is the highest flood warning level in the county's system. Once the river reaches this threshold, levees along the river are under extreme pressure. The risk of overtopping, seepage, slope failure, and structural issues rises sharply. Water begins to spill over critical roads such as Green Valley Road, and sections of South 277th Street and West Valley Highway go underwater. In the city of Auburn, images from the scene show major intersections turning into muddy lakes. A Chevron gas station at the intersection of 277th and Auburn Way is surrounded by floodwater. The pump islands and convenience store sit in deep water. Many elderly residents who've lived there their whole lives say they haven't seen a flood this severe since historic events in the late 1940s. The list of road closures grows by the hour. Green River Road, D Street NE. Multiple segments of West Valley Highway and connecting roads are shut down on saturated hillsides. Small landslides start to appear, mud and debris pouring onto roads, leaving some neighborhoods cut off even before the water reaches their homes. The mayor of Auburn signs a local emergency declaration. The governor of Washington issues a statewide emergency, unlocking additional resources and faster support from state and federal levels. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers adjusts releases from the Howard Hansen Dam upstream on the Green River and installs temporary HESCO barriers at key points to protect infrastructure and neighborhoods. Meanwhile, in Tillamook County, Oregon coastal communities like Pacific City are also underwater segments of Highway 101.
Now it's flowing with a whole ass river right here.
The vital coastal lifeline along the Pacific are forced to close due to deep standing water and debris. Paramedics and rescue teams struggle to reach emergency calls in time. Across the broader Puget Sound region from south of Seattle up into the Snohomish and Skagit valleys, multiple rivers are rated by the Weather Service at major flood or near record levels. Snoqualmie Pass on Interstate 90 is closed due to heavy snow, slush, and avalanche danger, temporarily cutting off the state's key east-west transportation corridor, just when residents and rescue crews need it most. This is the picture confirmed by flood warning maps, official reports, and on-the-ground footage. But the true culprit behind all this chaos is still up in the sky.
Let's get it on. Yes, sir. Now it's flowing with a whole ass river right here.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
An atmospheric river is the term used by NOAA and weather agencies to describe long, narrow corridors in the lower atmosphere that transport huge amounts of water vapor around the planet. Think of it as an invisible river hanging in the sky, thousands of kilometers long, only a few hundred kilometers wide, but carrying enough moisture to rival the flow of multiple large rivers combined. When that moisture plume slams into a coastline and a mountain range like the Cascades, the air is forced upward. Water vapor condenses and rain begins to fall, If the atmospheric river moves slowly or stalls, the same region below gets hammered by prolonged, intense rainfall, which almost inevitably leads to flooding and landslides. In this recent event, the atmospheric river carried relatively warm air. Warm rain fell on top of existing mountain snowpack, creating what scientists call a rain-on-snow event. Studies have shown. This combination is extremely dangerous because rainwater flows into streams and rivers, while meltwater from the snowpack arrives almost at the same time, causing river levels to spike very quickly over a short period. That's why rivers like the Green and the White can jump from normal levels to major flood levels faster than many people realize. The danger is coming. If you're still watching, you've already seen how a single atmospheric river can paralyze an entire region around Seattle. Right after this, we'll dive straight into how climate change is making floods like this worse and the specific steps you can take so you're not caught off guard if you live in a flood-prone area. If you want more data-based, easy-to-understand explanations like this, hit like and subscribe to Global Weather Disasters. Now, then let's move on to the most important part of the story.
Let's take a peek close up.
Здесь уже прорвало, потекло уже. Беда. О. Let's get it on. Yes, sir. Now it's flowing like a whole ass river right here.
That as the Earth warms, the atmosphere can hold more water vapor on average. For every 1 degree Celsius of warming, the air can hold about 7% more moisture. This means when systems like atmospheric rivers form, they have the potential to release more rain in a shorter period of time and push flash flood and river flood risks higher. At the same time, much of our levees, bridges, culverts, and drainage systems were designed using rainfall and flood statistics from the last century. They were not built with today's climate extremes in mind. The combination of a warmer climate, more intense, moisture-rich atmospheric rivers, and dense urban development in natural floodplains makes events like the Washington and Oregon floods increasingly difficult to manage. From an ordinary person's perspective, there are some very clear steps you can take. First, find out whether your home is in a floodplain. Use official local flood maps or government websites. Don't rely only on "it's never flooded here before." Next, sign up for alerts from weather services and local authorities. Many places send river level updates, flood warnings, and evacuation notices via text, apps, or email. Getting a warning 15 minutes earlier can make an enormous difference. Third, remember the golden rule: don't drive through floodwater. Even shallow water can be powerful enough to sweep away a vehicle, and muddy water can hide washed out pavement or deep holes. Fourth, prepare an emergency go bag with key documents, necessary medications, a flashlight, power bank, and some non-perishable food and drinking water. So when an evacuation order comes, you don't lose precious time scrambling for essentials while the water is rising. These steps sound simple, but in real life, they are often the line between panic in deep water and leaving the danger zone in time.